What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Boosted JDM YouTube channel. Today we're going to have a look over TM Swift, walk around it, check for any damages. We're going to see what's different about it, and I'm going to inform you of some of the problems that are there with it that I need to deal with to get her fully up to spec again. Of course, I'm still very excited. I still don't believe she's back, but let's have a look at her. After 11 months of being parted from my beautiful baby girl, I actually brought her back. I actually took possession of her about a week ago now, maybe a week and a half, and wow, from walking around it, she is looking good. All the carbon is sparkling. Just the condition of it is just unreal. I can't see any dents on it at all. No scrapes, nothing. Even the wheels, I checked them very carefully for rashing. Nothing. When I sold it, one of my biggest concerns, and one of the first things I checked actually when I brought it back, was what's the condition of the carbon fibre lip on the front, because this lip is actually about 4 grand's worth. So just something small that I noticed actually just before was it sitting a little bit higher on the left hand side than the right hand side. It's kind of sinking a little bit. Like, for example, take my hand and it will fit right underneath with a little bit of movement there. If I go to the front of the car, I can't even fit my hand under there. Like, it's literally almost touching the ground. And then, well, the tyre looks a little bit flat compared to the other one. I mean, it could have a flat tyre, but I think I should take the front bumper off in the next couple of days and just check in behind there, check everything looks okay. But the overall condition, I'm very happy. Can't fault it really, it's exactly the same as when it left me. One of the things that I installed right before I sold it that I never showed on YouTube was this. The TM Square spoiler. So this spoiler was well overdue to go on the car. I brought it, a few weeks before I sold it, and then I put it on, but I never got the chance to film anything because I kind of got rid of her in a bit of a hurry. But we've got adjusters on it, so you can actually adjust it down to make it flat with the roof for racing mode. I'm not too sure how well those aerodynamics perform for a car that's front wheel drive, but it doesn't matter because it just looks cool. I noticed that the gas flaps changed back to the factory one. I had a nice chrome one on there, so I'll probably put that back on it. Those guards, the TM Square guards. The carbon fibre bonnet. She's just an aggressive looking car, eh? Oh, I love it. So, no complaints with the outside of it. The interior. In the boot. Wow, as soon as you open that door, I'm not kidding, I am hit with that smell of TM Swift, like, wow, it smells so good. Non-smokers, clean, fresh, I love it. In the boot, it's got the 2 bars that it always had in it. I noticed the cargo tray's missing, but I think I've got one in my parts room. Fire extinguisher. I'm surprised it actually got road legal with it being cable tied like that, but passed a WAF, passed inspection, and I've got actually evidence to prove it, which is quite cool. The sub, this one I installed right before I sold the car as well. This was the, what I called the trumpet sub. So you got your two horns here. But what a new owner's done, which is really clever, is actually screwed it to the floor to stop it from moving around. Quite a good idea actually. And one of the cameras got broke off the mount there, but I'm sure we can fix that easy enough. The rear window, the stickers have been modified a little bit. These two were always original. TM square was always original. This has been changed. This is a new sticker, this is new, this one's new, and this one was on it, but it's been modified slightly. And then it's still got the Federal Japan Automobile sticker on it too. A new owner changed the window, and to be honest, I kind of like it, so I think we'll keep it. Yeah, no, it's good. I like it. No complaints. The back of it, that half Alcantara, half leather seats, and these ones are in really good condition. Like, they don't look like they've barely ever been sat in. Even like all the leather, there's no peeling, there's not even really any crease marks on the leather itself where you slide in and out of the car. It's got that floor performance bar in it. It's got the roof, I think it's called the roof bar, Beat Rush roof bar. And then even like the little details, like we put these over to cover the holes because it looks a bit more aftermarket. Same with the little caps over the doors here. Just that small detail. Red stitching on the door that matches the seats, that matches the Recaro seat belts in the front. It just looks like it's meant to be like that. The front of it, it looks just as good in here as it always did. On the floor, it's got those Beat Rush aluminium floor panels. Got the ECU for the turbo kit. Got the ECU for the main gauges, all the Defendi ones up here, I think. I think it also controls the Defendi boost gauge. And then that little white one on the side of it's actually Bluetooth. So you can Bluetooth what happens on the gauges through to your cell phone, or the app, or an iPad, whatever you want. Still got the JDM flare in it that I put in it, which is quite cool. Always good when you sell a car and get it back and those small bits haven't been removed from it. The Recaro Alcantara leather seats look really good. That red Recaro logo there with the red Recaro seatbelt straps, one on each side. There's a little bit of wear on the driver's seat, but honestly, what do you expect for a, you know, the main seat of the car? Still got all my cameras up on the window, and then the carbon fibre mirror. It's quite a nice mirror. Aftermarket LED light in the ceiling. Even like all the carbon in the centre, so you've got the carbon that goes around the gear shifter, you got the carbon gear knob itself, you got the carbon around the heater panel, which actually looks really cool too, and it's all real carbon, it's not the sticker on sticker stuff. And then same thing up on here around the stereo panel. You can just tell when you look at it too, like it's real carbon. And then same thing around the clock. Then there's another bit that goes over the top of the main dash. Got that Defendi RPM gauge with the shift light. Greedy iTouch, which gives you all that extra information on the car. Those 3-in-1 gauges that it has right here, I love it. Even the red little silicons that go around the seat belts to make them look red. Suzuki Sport leather handbrake cover, that Monster Sport I suppose door trim as you open the door. It's quite inviting into the car. Those dark tints on the front of it, not quite as dark as the rears, but they're pretty close to dark. As dark as you can go legally. Even the carbon fibre side steps. But I actually wouldn't stand on those, they'll probably shatter. It's got a bracing behind there, might be a bit hard to see, but there is a golden bracing behind there. You can kind of see a little bit of it there. The competition only, racing wheels, only for competition use. 6-pot racing brakes, front and rear. It's got like wheel spacers on it. I think they're by R's Racing Service. The Monster Sport wheel nuts. That looks good. The eyelids over the nice HID JDM lights, and all the lights are white lights apart from the indicators that by law have to be orange. You can actually see the intercooler pipe as it comes out the bottom of the bumper. The new owner actually meshed out the grills in the bottom because it was just big gaping holes there before, and because of the intercooler being where it is, you can't actually fit the TM square fog lights. So yeah, to mesh it out like that, I think it's a good idea. You can kind of see it's hard to see, but the oil cooler actually mounts right in behind the left hand side. And you got your intercooler which sits right in behind the front bumper. You can kind of see a pipe that runs up the front of it. The TM square lip, that's still in good condition. It hasn't really been scraped either. And then the carbon carnards that come down the front of the bumper, they look absolutely sick on this car. The JDM tow hook, I've probably got the cover that goes over the bumper actually in my parts collection. And then that carbon fibre bonnet. Oh, look at the carbon. And then it's all vented. And then you got your quick release pins to open the bonnet. The Glandor or Gladiator, I forget how you say it, I can't pronounce the word, my English is really bad. But the mirrors are those vented, got the holes in them. A lot of people ask me about these mirrors, but they just look too good on this car, and they costed me a fortune. In fact, the whole car costed me a fortune. But hey, it's not all bad, because what the Swift has now that it didn't have when I last sold it is this. This is the electronic cert tag, which means that TM Swift actually has WOF and now has registration. So it left and came back to me as a fully road legal show car, race car, and that was my ultimate goal with the car. That's what I wanted to achieve. But I didn't believe in the road legal system of New Zealand, and maybe I was a little built up on fear that I could do this, I couldn't do that, and blah blah blah. But I sold it and it came back to me certed, so in terms of road legal, there's no issues here. On the inside, on the driver's side, it's got that Sparko steering wheel, which is in mint condition, with the quick release works bell boss kit, so I can take the steering wheel off when I take it out, so no one can actually steal it. It's actually push button start. It's got the turbo timer. It's got the switch for the fan. It's got the same Monster Sport door trims. The Beat Rush mat. This bit of carpet needs to be tucked under the kit panel. It's got all the holes where the bolt and roll cage goes. Those beat rush pedals. The driver's seat is probably, you know, a little bit of wear. It's got a little rip down in the corner. It's a little bit broken down here. It still supports you really well. I'll probably get the upholsterer to tidy that up at some stage, but no rush. And it, wow, I wish you could smell it, because it smells so good on the inside. And then on the inside, when you're sitting in it, you've actually got that real aggressive hood view. It just feels so cool. Sparko wheel, that was always my favourite wheel. It meant a lot to me on the test drive when I went to go and see her, that she had this wheel on it. I think the only thing that I noticed is that the horn button needs a little bit of attention, because it keeps falling out. So we'll do something with it. Works. But we can't have it falling out while we're driving. It's got the Suzuki Sport short shifter. I'm hoping that I can get this to go clear. So short shifter. Put the clutch in, and the throws are so short, like not even much of a push up. Reverse, when you put it into reverse, you don't even really know it's in reverse, because it doesn't go down far. But it's cool. And then it's got that extension on it. That was always my favourite, with the carbon ball type gear knob, which gives it good grip. The console's missing, that goes here, but I think again that's in my parts room. I had the custom blue lights put in the cup holders, and there's one up in this compartment here, and then this light was changed to like a LED, which was cool. This is meant to be like a white light, so these are normally orange from factory, and it's been made white. Same with the Suzuki Sport clock, which is really hard to see in there. I can't even get the camera in there, no matter how hard I try. Could try and zoom it in. You can kind of see Suzuki Sport up in the corner there. The Defendi 3-in-1 gauges, so like your oil pressure, your oil temperature, your water temperature. The iTouch actually gives you all the electronic information off the ECU. Up here, got the pivot throttle controller. So you got like sport mode, eco mode, normal mode. Little microphone, which I'm sure is for the Bluetooth for hands-free calling. Got the Defendi boost gauge. That little screen tells you when you're going past cameras and CCTV and maybe police, speeding camera vans, that type of thing. The one thing I noticed when I first jumped back in it is the gap from here to here for the indicators. It's quite far, so you're like reaching right back here to do your indicators and your wipers and your lights. So I might need to get some extensions that actually bring it a bit closer to the wheel when I've got it on. Under here, she's looking just as good as she ever did. Clean, tidy, still got all the little blue little clips that go on top of the coil cover pack bolts. And because they're so tiny, I always got nervous that they'd come off, but awesome to see them still on it. That TM square carbon coil pack, that greedy expansion tank, cost me a fortune that. The pivot volt stabilizer and the hyper ground, whatever it is, kind of just makes the engine bay look a little bit better. HKS pod filter. It's got the Billion by TM Square hoses. It's got the TM Square fan in behind there. It's really hard to see actually, but it's still there. I don't even know if I can get the camera down there, it's really tight. No, I wouldn't be able to show it even if I could get to it. It's got the greedy blow-off valve, which sounds like a butterfly fluttering when it changes gears. I can't pronounce that, but aftermarket radiator. So a lot thicker than the factory one, and no plastic top to brake. And it still sits on pins, which is really cool. It's not a fixed mounted one. This has changed since I've owned the car. So one of the touches, well, one of many touches that previous owner Wayne Toms did to the car while he owned it was he had the, forget what you call it, rocket cover painted white to match the car. So you got that beautiful pearl white paint job, and this has actually been done in pearl white. And I mean, you see a lot of these Swifts with the engines painted red, blue, yellow, orange, but I've never seen a white one, and I think it's unique to this car. I actually really like that. It's got the little pin that goes over the oil dipstick. It's got that Beat Rush oil catch tank. This is new as well. The new owner Wayne Toms put this on as well. I'm not even going to be able to get it on the camera because it's so bright out here. But right down there, hope you can see it. But that is the 2.5 inch downpipe that we never got round to doing. So nice little addition for me to actually have what I paid for, but have somebody else do it under a new ownership, sell it back to me, and it's complete. So the new owner actually done quite a bit while he had the car. He done the rocket cover. This has been painted. So this side was really badly peeling, and he's actually had it painted in this real nice, like glossy type black. Unfortunately, both sides never got done. So to make it match, I'm probably gonna try and colour code it to this one and do that one as well, just to make it look really good. And one of the things that excite me the most about having it back is stoplight up the top here. The car has everything, like every aftermarket option that me and 3 owners could cram onto it. It's awesome. Up front, she sounds premium. Some of the other few things on the car, like the brace up underneath the cowling there, front strut brace, they're really tidy. That TM square fan lets off an amazing amount of heat, it's good. got the HKS turbo down there. Granted it's small, but you don't need a big turbo for a car like this. It's also got the LSD and the gearbox. But look, it's not all good with TM Swift. There's one issue with it. It's kind of a big issue, and that is the clutch. So I mean, I can put it into gear and creep it forwards, right? Like, you can drive it, but anything above 3,000 revs and it's slipping. When I first got it back, it was only happening on gears 3 and 4. Now it's doing it in all gears. But I mean, I have put a couple of 100 Ks on the clock, and I had a lot of fun doing it. One of the other things with the car is, from the moment it left me to the moment it came back, we checked the odometer on the car when I left my house, when I sold it, and it went on the tow truck, and the picture will be on my Instagram quite a while ago. To the exact second I got it back, it had only done exactly 2,011 kilometers. So it hadn't actually done a lot in the time that it was gone. It did participate in one track day event, which was really cool. I might put on the air conditioning, it is so hot. Let's see if the aircon's still cold. Oh yeah, straight away. Ice cold. I like that. Everything lights up and works well. Turbo gauge. Looks like it's flickering on the screen, but it's not in front of me. Oh, I love it. So look, in the next few weeks we really need to do the clutch. So I'll get onto the clutch shortly. I need to, there's a bit of a rattle coming from the front bumper area, so I want to take that front bumper off and check what the vibration is. I'm guessing it's these little meshes. You can hear it when the car's driving down the street, just a slight rattle touching something. But I mean, there's a lot of things that it could be. The guard liners, they're a little bit cheese grated, so I just want to take them off and see if I can put them back a bit further. There's a big hole in that one. And the tyre here, it just looks really flat, so I might try and put some air in it, see what the pressure is, and take it all from there. It seems to run good. Mechanically, it's not overheating, showing no signs of any real mechanical damage apart from the clutch. The airbag light's on, but I mean, it has got an aftermarket steering wheel on it, so put the factory one back on, give that a reset, swap these mirrors back to the red TM square ones because they have the indicator on it, so I can get it a fresh warrant put on it. And then we can, once I've done all of that, we should be good to drive her around. So just to recap, we're going to do the clutch this month in January. We're going to sort out the vibration with the front bumper. We need to do a service on it, like a full service. It hasn't had an oil change since it left me. I need to get some oil filters out of a performance shop in Auckland, so I'll get onto that. Probably take the air filter off and give that a clean. Might put a brand new battery in it because it is coming up to 3 years old. When it came back to me, when I first went to look at it, she didn't start on her own. I took my jump pack, it fired up, we let it run for about half an hour and it's been firing up on its own ever since. I haven't had to jump it again, which has been good. And one other thing, there is actually a slight rattle from where the exhaust touches the carbon down here, so I need to put something, maybe some heat resistant material between it just to stop it from vibrating, and then I think that'll be everything sorted on it. Oh, I love it. Love it. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you for watching. I do want to take a quick second to thank Wayne Toms and his family for everything they done for TM Swift while she was away from me. Not only has it come back to me fully road legal, a real nice painted white rocket cover, it's had the downpipe remade to the 2.5 to give it that full 2.5 inch exhaust the whole way out. He done the CVs, he put the WAF on it, kept it really clean, garaged it, and then he sold it back to me. And the only real downside is that the clutch needs doing. But he fully disclosed it to me. He gave me a good deal on the car because of it. I'm going to get the clutch done, and then we're going to get back to doing what we set out to do with the car in the first place. Track days, shows, and having fun with it. Maybe even a little bit of weekend driving there. I will actively think of more things that we can do to the car to improve it. I don't think there's actually much more on the sport platform that we could really add to the car that would make it better than what it is. But believe me, I'm always on the lookout for more parts for it. With that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.